and the annual average turbidity values of rivers and other freshwater bodies affected by Galamsey activities is very alarming. The impoundment of water for Galamsey activities has over the years caused high incidence and prevalence of brulee ulcers in a number of mining areas, resulting from the infection with Mycobacterium ulcerans, a slow-growing toxin producer that is found in aquatic habitats.
The deleterious impact on our food and cash crops are so bad that some countries like Japan requires extra testing of our cocoa products before they can be accepted on their market. The European Union recently threatened to place an embargo on some of our agricultural products, and we are not certain about the future, which already looks gloomy. Marine life, our livestock, birds, insects, and game reserves all depend on and drink and use these highly polluted waters also. Their meat and edible vegetation all end upon our dining tables. We have become living, dead, polluted, walking Ghanaians. We need to rise up and confront the situation to save our nation. We wish to remind Ghanaians of our mandate to keep the environment and be responsible stewards of same. We therefore call on individuals, civil society, religious and traditional institutions, and all other well-meaning Ghanaians to stand up to the challenge and work to preserve our environment from the menace of Galamsey. We admonish opinion leaders and the youth in our community to speak up and report illegal mining activities in their localities to the relevant authorities. We also urge our pastors and other faith leaders to use their pulpits to preach against evils of Galamsey in our country. We do appreciate President Akufo-Addo's call to end Galamsey, but the facts of the results of his government's efforts on the ground indicated that more can and ought to be done. We believe that parliamentarians, ministers of state, municipal chief executives, assemblymen and women, and other government agents in our localities cannot claim ignorance of the people who are involved in Galamsey and the places where these detestable acts are carried out. A recent documentary produced by the multimedia group and previous documentaries on Galamsey have shown how some law enforcement agents provide security and protection for the illegal miners instead of protecting the interests of Ghana. This is the time to put Ghana first, beyond political party affiliations and personal gains, in order to secure a better future for our children. This is the whole basis of sustainable development. The adverse impact of Galamsey are seriously undermining our collective national efforts to achieve our sustainable development goals. Traditionally, our chiefs and queens hold the ancestral lands in trust for their citizens. As custodians of our lands and cultural heritage, they are spiritually bound to protect the land inherited from their predecessors.
Unfortunately, some traditional leaders are also responsible for allowing such ecological destructions in their jurisdictions. We call on such leaders to desist from this illegality and use their authority to ban Galamsey in their domains to avoid further destruction of our natural resources. We, however, wish to commend those traditional chiefs who have courageously resisted Galamsey practices in their territories, for which reason there is no single mining activity allowed in some parts of Ghana. One major threat of Galamsey to our country is that it has prevented many youths from going to school. Even though we may not see the immediate negative implication of this, it would definitely have an adverse impact on the economy and peace of our nation in the near future. It is our prayer and hope that Ghanaians will stand up against Galamsey and preserve our environment from further destruction. To this end, we believe that certain actions ought to be taken immediately to end the menace of Galamsey in our country. Action points. Having visited a number of affected Galamsey communities in our country and having seen the level of devastation that the practice has caused our natural resources, we seek to draw the nation's attention of Ghanaians to the following. We are calling for a week of fasting and prayers to pray for change of hearts and God's mercy upon our nation for the destruction we have caused to the environment.
We call for the immediate ban of all small-scale mining. We have taken notice that many groups or companies hide behind a legal license to wreak havoc to the environment. To that end, we call for an immediate ban on all forms of small-scale mining, whether licensed or not, until a workable and satisfactory roadmap has been established to ensure responsible mining in our country. We call for an immediate national stakeholders dialogue under the auspices of religious leaders while the ban is in place, to dialogue with all political parties, mining technocrats, the media, traditional leaders, and all stakeholders to commit to a non-partisan national strategy to sustainably deal with this national canker before we sink as a nation. We call on government to swiftly arrest and prosecute all those involved in Galamsey activities in Ghana without fear or favor, to serve as a deterrent to others. Those who desire to be rich at the expense of our future, the future of our country, should face the full rigors of the law. With immediate effect, we call on religious leaders to wear red armbands to show our deep concern for the destruction of our environment through Galamsey. We call for the arrest and immediate prosecution of any chief who permits Galamsey activities within their jurisdiction for any reason. We give an ultimatum to MMDCEs in the country to ensure that water bodies that have been polluted because of illegal mining activities within their sphere of governance are clean by June 30th, 2023. The religious leaders in the country are ready to mobilize legal teams to go to court on this matter and have MMDCEs who have allowed such menace in their jurisdictions to be removed from office. We have realized that Galamsey is preventing the youth from going to school. We call on all well-meaning Ghanaians to immediately report any child of school-going age who is involved in Galamsey activities in their communities to the appropriate authorities and also to their respective religious leaders. We assure the citizenry of our nation that we are committed to leading a sustained national moral crusade and public education in partnership with all other stakeholders in our various churches and mosques across the country to appeal to the moral conscience of Ghanaians for a change of attitude towards the environment. God bless our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong. This is presented for and on behalf of the various religious bodies. Thank you very much.
Very clear, but I also gave the opportunity to all of you to come up with your concerns, your queries, your doubts, what you need further explanation on what has been said here. At this point, I would like to call on Dr. George Manful. Dr. George Manful, right, he is an expert in mining and is in the church. So some of the technical concerns he will be able to explain to us in more detail. So you can take your seat now. Yes. And now let's take your concerns. If there are any questions, you mention your media house and then your name, your media house, and then your question. Please be snappy. We want to be out of here. Yes. Next. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Max Olutu. I work with Onuya TV and then Onuya FM. My question is, there are calls on the government to use a shoot-to-kill approach so that at least it will deter recalcitrant miners. Will the clergy subscribe to this? Thank you.
Next, we want to take 4, then we'll respond, then we'll come to the next.
My name is Walanyo Frank.
Your media house, please.
From Multimedia. I want to find out, why is the church or the religious bodies now talking? Why are you now talking? It seems as if that all of a sudden the problem has been there all these while. Why are you now talking?
Hello, good morning. My name is Daniel Remoneji. I represent Home Based Television. I want to find out from you what the interaction you are having with the government of the day, because most of these security agencies who are supposed to be protecting the environment are now in league with the Galamseyers. So what are you telling the commander-in-chief to do to such people if they are caught? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll respond to this. And we have also been alerted that we can speak P or Ga or whatever, so that it will go down with our people. Your question can be in it, and then yes, you are not able to be P in Biafra. If you say Galamsey for no P no Moti. All right. Yeah, so now we'll be responding to Archbishop will start.
I think most of you are aware that every year at the end of our plenary assembly, we give a communique at the Bishop Conference. You only need to go back to those communiques and see how often, almost yearly, against the Galamsey event, and we appeal to all Ghanaians to collaborate so that nature, which is a gift given to us for our own well-being, and not pollute it or destroy it. After the plenary assembly, various bishops and priests in the Catholic Church do talk about it in their parishes. So to ask how often do we preach against this? Quite often. But we felt that just preaching alone was not enough. That is why we have come together as all the religious bodies to do it together, so that we believe it will have a different impact. Since we have been talking and nobody seems to have been listening to us, that's why we have come together to have a concerted effort to give this message.
Right, and to add to what Archbishop said, every year there is a joint meeting between the to add to what Archbishop said, every year there is a joint meeting between Christian Council of Ghana and the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference, after which we issue a communique. And when you go back to read these, you'll find that we have been mentioning the havoc and the effects, the menace of Galamsey, the economy, how and what is going on in the country. So you can just go back, refer to all these things, and you'll find that we have not been just looking on, but we have been speaking to these things year after year. And now we think that we should come out again boldly. Some of the churches too, in their daily or weekly teachings, they publish the effects of Galamsey and the destruction we have on the environment. Yeah, and if you take the Methodist Church, the weekly Bible lesson we use every year, we have teachings and we have all that contained in it on how we are destroying the environment at our own detriment. So we speak to it. We speak to it. Shoot to kill. Will the churches support it? From my personal point of view, I'll say no. Not shoot to kill. But arrest and prosecute. That is the best way. Shoot to kill is not a good idea. It will not have the effects that we need to have on our country. We need the people and we need our citizens. So we will not support shoot to kill. It will cause us more harm than good. That's what I will respond. There are others. Which? Prof. Yeah. Why are the religious leaders now talking?
I won't comment on the first one because my colleagues have done that and we are all supporting it. Two, the shoot to kill. The church is an agent of change and transformation and not for destruction. If Saul could become Paul and Zacchaeus could change, the church believed that give the people the opportunity to change, except that our legal regime and the systems should be strong and should act. The other thing is this, why now? We have really been on that, and we are only strengthening and making it stronger. I think, Bishop, you mentioned another question I wanted to add my voice. Yes. You see, what we are doing is a process, not an event. But for everything there is a time. Over the years, all the various churches once have been doing certain things. But I believe that we are at a precipitation point. We have come to a boiling point where something is going to happen. And so what is happening now, if you read our statement, is going to continue. So we are not only going to engage the government or the commander-in-chief, there's going to be regular engagement with the media, regular engagement with all the key stakeholders until we have come to a successful end. I've always said that it is not going to end today, but even if one person stops Galamsey, to me it's an achievement. Because the Bible says if one sinner repents, thousands of angels rejoice in heaven. And for Sodom and Gomorrah, God was even looking for only 10 righteous. So if one Galamsey person stops today and tomorrow another, we will get there. So we are going to continue. It's a process. Join us, the media, and we will get there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Why now has been answered. We also have been using, in fact, with the voice of the chief imam, have spoken with the strongest of voice in our various mosques. But why we have to come now? Observing from various documentaries which we have been watching closely from the media, the levels and the scope of devastation clearly spells doom for our country. Our very survival as a nation is under threat. In fact, Ghana is gradually being brought to its knees through these activities. That is the reason why, as religious leaders who also care for the existential needs of our followers, we don't speak only about the spiritual, but even the material within which we live. That's why we also care for the health of our followers, what they eat, what they wear, their economic comfort, are all things that we are interested in. So, having witnessed what is happening to our country, we thought we must move our response to a crescendo and come with a loudest of voice as leaders who lead a community that occupies the biggest of all constituencies in the country. More than 95% of Ghanaians belong to one church or the other, or a mosque or a religion. That is why we come with this strong force to send a message, including government and all authorities who have something to do to take this matter seriously. That is the reason why. Secondly, the very security of our country is under threat. The very security of our country is under threat. These young men are armed to the teeth, ready to shoot and kill because of what they think they can gain through Galamsey. That is the reason why we think that we must really, as Ghanaians, we must now use pulpit like this and send a message. Like Prof said, it will not end here. We want to engage with all those. We want to see real commitment, that those in authority can show their revulsion and anger to the extent that those who are engaged in it will see that engaging in Galamsey itself is really very, very dangerous for themselves, so that we can stop. And the third one is to really appeal to our conscience to avoid greed. That because of that which you get alone, the life of 30 strong million citizens should be put to danger. Expose them to the risk where we are under threat of even importing water to our country. Can you imagine that we, 30 million people, what to drink has to be imported before we can get portable water to drink? It is really terrible. Those of us who have traveled from Accra here to Accra, and we have seen when you go to Biposo, the water that we have, I have worked in Commander before, so it's my route. So it used to be very clean, very, very clean, the source of our water, and water is life. So if these young people, out of their greed, will go to this extent, our very survival is under threat. That is the reason why we have come. So if you see us now, it's not that we have not done before. By giving the level and scope of devastation, we thought that we must come out with the strongest of voice and tell the nation that we are worried. Thank you.
When he is done, we'll take the next batch of questions.
Thank you very much, Presiding. I think one of the reasons why the religious bodies are acting now is this. You know, when you go to a Galamsey area and they are mining and they take the topsoil and they extract the gravels on which the gold or the diamond is found. Once those rocks have been exposed, it takes 500 years for rocks to weather to form 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters of soil. And every professor of soil science or geology knows what I'm talking about. We call it pedogenesis, the formation of soils. 500 years. So you go and take some grains of gold or something and you've caused 20 generations of Ghanaians to come before we can get 1 inch. And before you can get 30 inches to support trees, count and see. That's why our eminent religious leaders are speaking now that whatever has been done is not enough. And it's the time to act now. If we don't act now, we will find ourselves to blame that generations and generations and generations to come will see that our land has been degraded beyond measure. Thank you.
Thank you. So we give you not just the religious aspect of it, but the scientific basis for our involvement. Yes, my good lady. The lady there, yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, please go
Good
ahead.
morning. My name is Manuel King. I'm with Jacob Oseyeboa Joy. It is the situation that the country finds itself or herself is very, very disheartening. And it's very fascinating to find out that those who are paid to pray and preach and are showing concern are being criticized, whilst those who are paid to govern and rule are being left out. I think the way forward is for the media to facilitate for a change process in the rules and regulations of the small-scale mining. And in doing that, the chiefs who are the custodians of the land need to be a vital part of the process. This is all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. Yes.
Please, my name is Akosiachra from Pent TV. I would like to comment on the submission made by Mr. Baba Mahama from the Full Gospel Church on behalf of the whole body. He spoke about we banning small-scale mining entirely, either it being licensed or not licensed. Currently in Ghana here, we have an association known as the Unemployment Youth Association. We know we are being faced or plagued with unemployment all over. If we decide to ban small-scale miners from operating, have we thought of the unemployed members amongst them? That is my question number one. Now, question number two. Say yasha, you can't say woman to from a good year no. Ebi say a yaban mu nipa ena ma won nkrata ansa no matu from a good year no. You can't say so aban mu fo no say ye fa nkonkwohwe na nanom ahemfo so say wo mo na je so pene eden sa se na ma wo matu from a good year no ansa na wo matimi atu from a good year no. Erika me ya me say akuo ni mienu nyina wo bi ampese wo beje so bo na na se ntansa no e de apem ne kokoso. Se se obi anya na adwen so wo je entansa ne de ama ne ho no hwan pa ena yamfa entansa ne mo no ansa na yenya sa ensem yi ne poma sibre me pa twa ma no di sem no medamos.
Yes, yes, next. Father. All right, okay, we'll take that. That was part of the first questions. Yeah. Yes?
Hi, my name is Sally. I work with Casa TV. So when I walked in, I heard of waters to be cleaned by June 3rd, 2023. Now looking at the time frame that has been given, do we think this is going to be possible? Because this fight against Galamsey has been in existence for more than a year. And looking at this time frame, I want to ask, is this going to be possible?
Next. Okay, there's a hand here. The last one.
My name is Godwin Asidiba. I work with TV3. Now, if you visit most of these mining sites, the children who engage in the activity always talk about poverty because their parents do not have money to cater for them. And one of you mentioned that if we find a child engaging in illegal mining activities, we should take them to the nearby religious homes. When we take them there, what will be the next step? Thank you.
All right. Mr. Mama will start. Our religious leaders, you also have the chance to respond to some of the concerns raised. Yeah, so you can come up and add to whatever is said. Thank you.
Yeah, my response is to the First Lady journalist who spoke. And I'm happy I did not speak extempore, but I read What you did was to only allude to a portion of what I said. But for the purposes of clarity, let me state the sentence very well for your consumption. We are saying we call for the immediate ban of all small-scale mining. To that end, we call for an immediate ban, whether licensed or not, until a workable and satisfactory roadmap has been established to ensure responsible mining in our country. We believe that there can be responsible mining, guided by rules, regulations, and procedures. That is what we are looking for. But to reach responsible mining, we must put an end to destructive mining. I hope I've made myself clear. Then the issue of the date that was quoted for getting our environment cleaned, which specifically was June 30th, 2023. You asked whether it is possible. I believe you are asking the wrong people. All people here, all clergy believe that all things are possible. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. We are setting a line to work with other stakeholders. If it does not work, as stakeholders, we can reset the line. For us as a people, we believe that any leader of a country does not have a right to say anything is impossible. The leader's role is to position themselves in such a way that the impossible becomes possible. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Props are performance asked to what and take other.
Somebody has said, if you aim at nothing, you will hate it. I'm using the free education as an example. Many people thought it's not possible. It has been launched. It is getting on. Still, many people are not in the free education. Still, many people are not going to school. But the fact that the vision is on. When COVID came, the scientists talked about these vaccines. For the first time, globally, the fastest and the quickest way vaccines have been discovered. Still, many people are not vaccinated, but it's possible, it's reducing. So for those people who are serious, if today I say I'm not going to do, come on, it is possible. So like my senior brother has already said, it's possible. So the media join us and let us go ahead. And there will be watchers. There's a Bible verse that encourages me a lot. The children of Issachar understood the times. All of us must understand our predicament. Nehemiah saw the walls of Jerusalem broken down and the doors burned. And he brought the people together and he said, see the disgrace, the disaster that we are in. Let us all arise and build. And let me tell you, 52 days, the walls that were broken down, they didn't have many engineers, architects, bulldozers, or whatever. Most of them were goldsmith traders, but they were together. Sanballat and Tobiah were there, and all those people, but the walls were built. Sadly, the nobles of Accra did not join. So those of you who will join us, who begin to talk about it, we the leaders here are Nehemiahs of our time. We've seen that the walls of our nation, including everything, have broken down, and the walls have been burned down. Our dignity, we are losing our dignity. Is it possible someone can say, Achimkwa Onumbremu today? Asiopra and Cobra and the rest. Minka the tree kakra for the sake of the tree media. Say, and Yama Diego. 23rd June, I can possible. Seminumi and Jumbi, I call Apostle Kumila Bina, a lady Yamia Toye. O Maya, the Mumia, Mumiam Fakuru, because of our crew were a drew good to crunk and question.
Say, "Can Huboma." Let me tell you another thing. Then I said, "Pastor, the Bible, Nimrod, there may be a friend in Nimrod. After the fall, Nipa has seen Noah as if for by Yamika say almost scatter. And then Nimrod, mighty hunter, Genesis chapter 11. Tower of Babel. Nimrod came. They started building a messy. God said, there is nothing that can stop them. So God has to change their language. So if Ghanaians, today I don't see my color as a priest, I see my color as a Ghanaian. My colleague Catholic priest is here, my colleague Islam is here, everybody is here. In fact, if we will put this kind of segregations and then the so-called political divisions aside and make ourselves as Ghanaians, it is possible, it is doable. Amen. Thank you, Bishop, for giving me the opportunity.
Under security, I'll call on Sheikh to give a response to that. Our fathers, if you have any responses, I'll give you the opportunity to also come in. Yes.
The impression that we get is that the involvement of the security in this whole fight has not yielded the right result. That's why it is raising. And in Ghana, you know, we have this expression, Ihua, Ebejo. In other words, even when we bring in the military and the security agencies and they come in, after some time, the pressure will be brought to bear on them. And that is why we are now calling on government to ensure that even those who have been sent there, they have to be given the right orientation so that when they go there themselves, they will not be tempted. I can see the temptation that even when they have been sent there to go and do it, they themselves can get complicit in it. And that's why we are calling on government to put in place the measures that will ensure that those who have been sent there to protect our land, if they get implicated, they must also be prosecuted. Bring them to book. Indeed, we want to add our voice to the intention of the special prosecutor to also engage in a thorough investigation on this matter. It's a whole national effort. So we call on all those security agencies. At least we know one soldier lost his life in that particular effort. At least we know this. And we see him as a martyr who has fallen in the process of saving our country. We hope that our security agencies, drawing from the inspiration of this lost soul, can remain committed and honest to our country. All of us. I want to end on a note. Can we all reflect on the national pledge? From the government, with all due respect, from the highest position, His Excellency the President, to the lowest, the messenger, to the king, to the master, to the slave, to whoever, however high and low, can we reflect on the national pledge? I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. If we can reflect on this alone, can we, by our own hands, destroy our country? So we call on all. We will keep on monitoring. Like I told you, it's our very responsible religious leaders. We keep our eye on the ground and follow how those who are positioned in place of authority to do their work, and also give orientation and preach for change of mind and clear conscience, that through this effort, all of us together will fight and save our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sheikh. To add to all these, if you look at action point 3, we say that we call for an immediate national stakeholders dialogue under the auspices of the religious leaders, while the ban is in place to dialogue with all political parties, mining technocrats, the media, traditional rulers, and all stakeholders to commit to a non-partisan, national strategy, meaning all the traditional rulers that you are mentioning. Say, the koto and paying for so. Woman, yametinasi. Ne kwaya yabefa so. Na yetumi asisa oyene ano. It's free said. Ono wati ho ne ama obi krata as won fan forest reserve munkonkotu. Ne ye kwa abutu a ono kura oye asase ne wura no nim ho hwe. Enti ye nyina yabetinasi a na ye bobo ho ne ye kwan ye befa so. Enye ne na Ghana for ye sha asese ye fiska akọ. Ache enso ya fan say ye nsuo ni ye nsase antu ye nkoko angu ama sa chemicals ye ababa wura asase no mu a enne ede yade ebre yen na ni hosa enne adenti ne nyina ye hwe han na ye ma aginsem. It's that's why we are calling on a national strategy, and it's non-partisan. Non-partisan. Religious leaders, we are ready and prepared to champion it. Thank you. Yes. Dr. Lawson. Dr. Lawson, we na yeje the next day na ni yewie. Wow, be said in the mountains as of precope. We pe yeje no a ni epon. The Ebeka be I can be.
My name is Bishop Lawson Ajay, Vice Chairman of Christian Council of Ghana. The bottom line, or what we are trying to say, is in addition to our responsibilities as religious leaders, the spiritual, I think we are urging our people to be law-abiding. We must be law-abiding and be very responsible to our nature. Beloved, you travel elsewhere and people are very responsible, very law-abiding. You dare not, even in African countries, you dare not litter. You dare not litter, and the place is looking so neat. Why can't we do that? And so my simple submission is that if we are responsible, Galamseyers, all of us are Ghanaians, we are responsible, it is my belief that some of these things we would even dare not go into that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we'll take the next batch of questions, concerns, and interactions or support. Yeah, Pastor Dudu. Pastor Dudu is the national chairman of the Deeper Life Christian Church. Yes.
Thanks for the opportunity. Now, the Bible makes us to understand that the kingdoms of this world are for the Lord. And God himself is the governor of nations. Every nation has its leader. And where the leaders are failing, the God of the world of heaven and earth should be able to step in. So the move by the religious leaders, it has been said clear, has nothing to do with politics. So we plead with the journalists and the media people that when you are reporting, do what will help the entire nation. Now, what I want to say is that all what we are deliberating upon, as our last speaker said, can be possible if the law is put in place. The European countries, they are not all born again, but they respect their laws. That's why things are going on. In Ghana here, it looks as if law is not working. And people in the nation, majority will follow the people who are destroying the nation in the name of politics. Except we come to that point and realize that the nation is not for any politician, it's for God. So we should follow what is good and what is right for the nation. It is commonly said in Akan language, they arrest young people. It was in the papers, I think, yesterday and 2 days ago or so, how some people have been jailed. These young people cannot buy bulldozers and excavators for digging Galamsey. Some people are behind. So all our deliberations will be in vain if we don't gather the courage to impress upon the government to arrest all those people, no matter what party they belong to. All our toils will be in vain. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, we also have in the House the GJA President, Mr. Albert Kwabnajumfor, who is in the hall to give us full support of what we are doing. Let us appreciate him. Yeah, the GJA President is here. Nana Jumosapo, Friends of the Earth and Water Bodies, is also here. Yeah, all giving us support. Yes. If you have from Nana, I'm also about the Accra also. And then Joy is also here. Yes. So now, the last batch of questions or contributions?
Contribution.
Yes. Contribution. Thank you. Okay, I'll call it.
It says so many things, and I'm grateful for all these. But I want us to look at some of the things which maybe we haven't thought of. Have we thought about the people, especially the young people, the children and the women who are mining, the effect on their health? As a chemist, we know that they have to use a number of chemicals. There's a lot of harmful effects on the body. The things they heal, the mercury and the cyanide they handle and so on. So what is happening is that we are cutting short the lives of our younger ones who are coming to take up the country some days. So we are doing all kinds of things to affect ourselves as Ghanaians. I want to put it here.
Thank you, Georgina. Right. Next. Yeah. Okay. That's Joy.
Thank you, our religious leaders. I stand here not only as independent presidential candidate. I stand here as a Christian who believes in prayers and fasting. I just want all of us to understand that our noble religious leaders, they are here. It's not that they don't know what is going on or they've not been addressing that. I was with my bishop, and in 2009 June, the Methodist Church, as part of our weekly Bible study, actually took the menace of Galamsey. When you see some of us here together with our religious leaders, as a Methodist, do you think, when I was even the national president of Galamsey, our presiding bishop was also the diocesan president. So do you think that what I know as a politician and the kind of thing that is going on behind the scene, they don't know? But it takes time before our religious leaders come out to make comment. And that is something that I just want the media in particular, those who are paid, that Martin said they are rented media, ridiculing our religious leaders. They are paid to pray and preach morals. They cannot force any one of us to stop Galamsey. And so now that all of them are coming out with this concerted effort, it means that the moral and the onus is on all of us. How many of us as church are able to come out to to say that I've been working in the Galamsey site and I know A, B, and C. Why do you want our religious leaders to rather come out and mention names? In Accra, they say that but by the mere fact that we have our religious leaders coming out with concerted effort to fight Galamsey, we should understand that those that all of us, we gave them our votes, who are supposed to govern this nation and come with solution, they have failed the nation. That is the fact. That is not only the duty of our religious leaders. I, in particular, since 2009, as someone who has been a director of Anglo Gold Ashanti, started talking about these menace of Galamsey, coming out with things, how we can mine without mercury since 2009. In 2013, I led the team to the flag house, the Flagstaff House, where Woon to me was part of it. And we presented the communique to Mahama. We came out with a roadblock, the roadmap. It didn't work. In 2017, on a national forum, I was asked to make a presentation, and I came up with all the solutions that we need, even to the extent that we'll be able to create a $60 billion industry when you look at the value chain. But it has not been working. After the 2017 National Forum on Small Scale, there was a ban. And in 2018, when there was a ban in all small scale mining, that was the year that this nation, we exported over 2 million ounces of gold. Is it the fault of our religious leaders? And I strongly believe, Madam was talking about something. One of the things when you go to the mining area is the rocks has what we call silicon. And so when people are working on it, it produces what we call silicosis. And sometimes those who are working with the rocks begin to look like AIDS people. And in the mining area, so and then they die. And we know how people are dying. And so now that our religious leaders are backing on this, I'm pleading with the media. Don't set tabloid issues with regards to our religious leaders. Let us, all of us, support them. And they want this issue to be discussed dispassionately. And that is why they are talking about non-partisanship. And by the grace of God, as we pray and we support them, that will be there. And by the grace of God, with fasting, we'll be able to overcome this menace of Galamsey. May God bless us.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comment? Yes, Nana Jumo. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's a hand. Oh, okay. After Nana, I'll come to Dr. Addis. Dr. Aban. Yes. The last two, and then we'll wrap up. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I won't say religious leaders, but I will say God-fearing men and women of God. When you talk about religious, other people can fit in. We say God-fearing men of God and women of God, then that's what I have to say. Religion can be anybody who sitting where believing anything. My name is Nana Jumosapo. I'm the president of Friends of Rivers and Water Bodies. We started fighting against the destruction of water bodies since 1989. At that time, United Nations has not even declared water as something that can get finished. We've been talking about it, the dangers, the harm, everything, but people don't want to listen. But people are asking, why would the God-fearing men and women of God will come in at this time? Some people are asking me, why are you not talking? Sometimes one day one of my bishops told me, If you don't take care, you collapse and die. Because when I see it, it's like I don't know what to do. When you go to the site, what they are doing there, people don't go there. So my friend in the media, you have been supporting me in my campaign for the protection of water bodies. Let's support these great men of God. Because what is happening now, I can say, so people say we can import water. I always say, where are you going to import the water from? Because it is by the year 2050, the world population will increase so much that we can't get water. So everybody will be looking for water. So who is going to export his water to you? And when we talk about water, water is not just what we drink. 80% of water is used for agriculture, sanitation, and other things, and industry. So without water, we don't have industry. Without water, we don't have anything. And we know that what they say water is life. And I always explain that our grandfathers, we thought that they didn't know anything. But even that time, they knew the importance of water. That they say that this water is in the hands of a chief. Nobody can even set food there and destroy it. Now that we have the science, we know the science, we know everything, we are destroying it. And look, your health is at stake. When you go there and you see the posters, they say gone too soon, 20 years, 19 years, 20, the people are dying. So the press cannot be asking, people don't have work to do. So if you don't have work to do, it means kill somebody and leave. We should be talk about that. When I hear people say, add human face, the man is destroying something. We didn't add human face. Why should we add human face to him? So please, this issue is life and death. If we joke with it, it's an estimation to say that Ghana, we've almost lost Ghana. We've almost lost Ghana to me. Because I started talking about water seeping into the plant, and therefore people are going to consume it, and it's going to affect us, it's going to affect cocoa, it's going to affect everything, we cannot export anything long time ago. But they would not listen. See, the problem is politics. See, once you are not a politician, it seems you are not Ghanaian. That's my biggest challenge in this country. It's only a politician who can talk, who can say anything, and they'll take. But sometimes they don't know it. The certain is most of the time they don't know, because a politician was not an environmentalist. The politician was not a scientist before he entered into it. So he doesn't know it. He's there as a positional leader. And as a positional leader, you should listen to other people. It's only in Ghana. We go to international forum. And in the international forum, one Professor Albert Wright, when we go to World Water Forum, he want to talk to me, he wants me to talk in the forum. And one day he came to Ghana, and he's a Methodist. I know Bishop know him, Professor Albert Wright. He said he wants to see me because he's going to meet the national leaders to ask me what he should say. I said, Prof, you are ahead. When we come, you talk to us. Why do you want to hear? I said, you know what is going on the ground. In Ghana, when you are on the ground, they won't listen to you. That's why they keep on changing the name. Full soldiers, grassroots, full soldiers. Now they call them groundsmen. Why should somebody be called a full soldier? Regular soldiers even are not happy. How can a full soldier be happy? And they realized they were beating people, so they changed their name to groundsmen. That is just to make you laugh. So please, this is life issue. I beg you. My life has been threatened several times for saying what I say. But it is important that if they don't act now, we are dead. Right now, I'm doing my own farming, planting what I'll eat, because I know what has gone into the soil. So, yes, it's gone into the soil, it's gone to the plants. It's a matter of that. You can't clean water. When water goes into the soil, it takes 70 years to get out. 70 years when the chemicals go into it, the soil. So we cannot clean it. Even when we are saying, I appreciate the water will not look pink. or cream it. But the chemical, it will take so many years. So please, if you go to Tanzania, they are mining. What they do is that they compartmentalize it. It's a compartment by compartment, like your seat. You finish mining here, they come and inspect. If you have done it well, you'll be allowed to continue. So even the small scale mining you are talking about, it's not a problem. It's just that we've given you a portion. Go, mine, and if you do it well, you'll be allowed to do. If you are not able to do it, you'll be sanctioned. It's simple. And the sad thing is that this mining, this gold is not coming to feed the economy. Why is the city weak when we do so much mining all over the place? Where is the gold money? I always ask, where is the gold money? People are saying that people are getting money. The gold money, you can't find it anywhere. It is just going through other routes to feed other countries. So we are not benefiting from the gold. If we were to benefit from the gold, we will not have the currency depreciating like this, because we have exported so much. So I'm pleading with you. It is life and death. The fact that you live in Accra, and even the mining companies, when you see that they are heap the sand there with the cyanide inside, what is happening? The chemicals they are bringing into the country, they are very dangerous chemicals. Yet still, they will allow you to come into the country. Everything we are doing, as if we are doing, if you put the politician aside, those government officials who are taking certain responsible positions, I always say they are one of the biggest problems the country have. They don't do their work well. They don't do their work well. When you tell them, they'll say that they will be sacked. Oh, you'll be sacked for what? Man shall not live by bread alone. So people should die so that you eat every day. The case is so dangerous. So we should congratulate them for what they are doing and support them. And I also encourage you that, like Timothy encouraged Paul, that preach the word where convenient or not convenient. Because it will come to a time that people conscious will be seared. And Ghanaians, our conscious are getting seared. So we should preach it in season and off season. We are not going to end it here on the rooftop. Everywhere we are going to talk about it. The politicians too, the MPs, I think we should also go and meet them. Because they say that the parliament is divided, is 50-50. But what is their interest? Both parties. You have 50 members, if you have 100, I have 100. What are they doing about Galamsey? What seriousness have they attached to this? They don't attach any seriousness to it. And in Ghana, if you are a president or as a leader, you have a problem. Because you can sit there, they will come and tell you a report which is not true. They can forge, sorry, I don't want to mention them because I'll get trouble. Because they have power. They can even forge information and give it to you. That everything is okay, knowing it is not okay. So please, anybody listening to me, hearing me, I beg you, for me, when I get sick when I see. Quite recently I was passing somewhere. A policeman wanted to stop me. I park. I wanted to hear what you say. He said, okay, this place people are crossing. But there was a Galamsey there, but they are on the road checking taxi drivers when the Galamsey people are there. And so, but God is good, say God is good. After they have gotten the gold, Tivman went to steal Tivman. When they clean it, they go, armed robbers went to take the gold from them. I said, if this happened to them all the time, they wouldn't do this. They destroy things, and they don't cover the thing. They don't cover the pit. And the district assemblies are the worst. We can talk about the people on the top. The district assembly is in charge of district security. And if you are in charge of district security with the police, with everything, and these things are going there, who will solve it? The regional security council is also there. They are not doing anything. And when you ask them, they get angry. So it is every Ghanaian. If you pick one person, you will not get what you want. But it is every Ghanaian must be part of this. We are either part of the problem or the solution. So choose today to be part of the solution as journalists. That you should talk about it day and night until we get it. And we NGOs, we say that in order for something, the pressure of the people create political will. the pressure of the people that create political will. So yempene, then government will do something about it. If we don't say yempene, and we sit down, the people, there are other competing people who also want to do it. But the government see majority of the people saying that we don't agree, the government will act. And I'm thank God that the Muslim people are here, the Catholic are here, everybody is here. And we are the majority, as 95%. If you all agree that we won't agree, something will be done. And I know that other people have done it. I was passing somewhere quite recently in the States, and there's a river. Somebody is doing mining, and no soil even can go into the soil, the water. And I said, what? This is doable. Easy. A big river. He's just by that side doing his quarry thing. No dust will go there. I walk in Sweden. Some part of it, in the city center, somebody is mining. No pollution, no nothing, know how to do it. And people have done it. And the sad thing is that there's a group calling themselves Lezen Group. They go all over the world to see where mining is done and done properly. But they come back and nothing is being done. So please, we have to go to the government offices, go to everywhere and let them know that we are serious as God-fearing. God gave us the land. We are God's children. And as God's children, we have to tell people that the land is God. God created it for us. And He has allotted it to us to dress it and keep it. If we don't dress Ghana and keep it, we don't have any country. We have the best country in the whole world. I'm telling you, Ghana is one of the best country in the whole universe. But we are toiling with it, destroying it, and we blame each other. Today, no blame. Politicians, please. Enough is enough. We gave you the power to help us. Whether you are wearing green or blue, that's how I address them. When you're wearing green, you have to support Ghana. Not one will say that, mine. Another person will say, don't mind. Another person will say, this. Please. You have done well. Let's clap for them. And I think if you give me, I can lecture for 24 hours. And God bless you. And the sad thing is that the water is in the soil. It has hit the underground water table. Okay? No, they dig to hit the underground water table and then put the chemical in. And everybody who know the water table, when they hit it, it's going all over the place. And God in His wisdom created the world and put it on water. And we are destroying what is the water which is sustaining the earth. The earth we are standing on, this huge building is sitting on water. And we are destroying the water. If you go to some countries, the land got broken. The city of Venice sank because they have destroyed their water bodies. Please, let's be careful.
Praise the Lord. I really want to thank God for such a meeting like this, and again to thank our leaders. But I want to put something across. I just came from Little Rock. That we call it Arkansas, but they call it Arkansas, and that is the capital town of Arkansas. And I was to check the water bodies, and I saw one of the nicest. The town is being divided by water and very clean. And in my heart, I was so surprised to see such a clean water. But I didn't say anything. All of a sudden, the person who took me around said that anybody who litters around this water will be shot. Hey! So when you go around without permission, when they see you just around it, they will shoot you. And now somebody is asking about what? Shoot them what? And we answered that, as for we Christians, we don't do that. And they have saved their water body. So I would say that, let us not talk about that. Let's leave it for the leaders of this country to decide on that. As for us, we'll stand somewhere and pray. But for you to go and do something, I don't know. Thank you very much.
Hello. Thank you, Dr. Abban. We are winding up, and we want to once again say a very big thank you to all of you, our fathers and our mothers, for showing concern, and friends of the media for showing concern and responding to our invitation. This is a national affair, and that is why we need you, because you are a critical arm of governance in this country. You can make and unmake. That is why we brought you in here. And we've told you the purpose for this meeting and this press conference is for the good of Ghanaians and not for any political gains. This is religious leaders' press conference looking at a threat to our very existence as Ghanaians. And that is why we need you to go out there supporting what we have purpose doing. As a church, we know that we have to care for the world and our environment. We play significant roles when it comes to greening Ghana. I can't say that it is the churches that come with the biggest activity in planting trees all over. The religious bodies, we form a very big body in greening Ghana. So why would we go to plant and then sit somewhere for others to also destroy? We'll be doing ourselves a big disservice. This is why we think that we should also stand up against this menace of Galamsey. The campaign will continue. It's not going to be a 9-day wonder or one-day thing. Periodically we'll call you. From here, we're also planning to meet the President at the Jubilee House with our paper so that we can sit down with him. We also meet all other stakeholders, we'll call them, and find answers to some of the questions you have also raised. The church will stand up and make sure that Yabeji Yamaino Esiho, near the Jenchirima Mormonso, Ababeto Ghana, Efe Ghana, Asumjiwom Ghana, Yedi Ewo, Nenye Ghana, Amuchre, and Yeba Sieba Betinem. We call in on all religious bodies to prayer and fasting. We'll give you the date and the time, but with the red bands is starting. Yes, show solidarity with this, to church, to the mosque, to wherever. And when you are asked, it is. Again, say no to Galamsey. Say no to Galamsey. Our paper is very succinct, and all press houses will have copies so that you give Ghana what is here. No spinning. No spinning. Please, this one will not take kindly to those who spin. Will not take kindly to those who spin. Let us approach this as a nation. And let us fight it together so we can have a better Ghana for generations to come. On that note, we say once again, thank you for responding, and thank you to our fathers who are here, our mothers who are here. Monday will have been a rest day for you after a long weekend travels and preaching and preparing to preach, but you have left the comfort of your homes and you are here. This is for God and country. And to all of you, we say thank you, and let us continue in what we are noted to be doing, praying for the nation and for our dear nation, Ghana, to be great and strong. Thank you, and God bless you. Yeah, we'll take some notices, after which Sheikh will say the closing prayer and we'll be out of here. Thank you.
Right, so on that note, we want to say a big thank you to the chairman for the occasion, the Right Reverend, the most Right Reverend Dr. Boafo. And we thank God so much for your chairmanship, and we thank God for all the members on the platform. We want to acknowledge that we had a lot of church leaders here with us, and the names are quite long. Just to save us the time, I just want to acknowledge that we are all very important, and we appreciate your various roles. We have Apostle Eric Nyamiche here with us. We have a lot of others also joining us, and we are most grateful for your time. We want to invite Sheikh. Is there one more thing? Oh yeah, that's the visit to the communities with the chiefs, which is showing on the screen. That is what was misinterpreted to be a visit to go and pray just on the Galamsey side. But that wasn't the purpose. It is to get first-hand information before the press conference. And that was the purpose for the visit. And so we spent some few minutes to look at it, after which Sheikh will give us the closing prayer.
That is from the head office of the Assemblies of God Church, the press conference just ending. The press conference was held by religious leaders to address all the issues around Galamsey in Ghana. Key points or action points that were released. Number one is that the religious leaders are calling for a ban on small-scale mining. They are also calling for a national dialogue on this issue. They're also calling for the arrest of any chief or traditional leader involved in it. They've also given an ultimatum to our metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives who have their water bodies polluted to get them cleaned by June 30, 2023. They've also indicated that they will take legal action against any MMDC who does not meet this deadline or does not work hard to ensure that the water bodies there are clean. They've also called on all well-meaning Ghanaians to report any case of Galamsey in our communities. They've also indicated that they will be meeting His Excellency the President and all key stakeholders to know the next step forward. But we've been warned not to twist the story, but if we mean well for Ghana, then we should do good. I have Elder Educhum of the Pentecost Social Services Pensos with me. I'll just take his quick reaction and then we'll bring an end to our live coverage this morning. Elder, very deep and powerful statements coming from our leaders. Quick reaction.
Yeah, it has been, for me, it's an inspiration. The time does not matter. The important thing is that we are taking the necessary steps to reverse the impact of Galamsey. Various impact have been highlighted. We have been discussing impact on food since morning. And obviously one area we didn't talk about is the impact on the fauna in terms of animals, river, fishes and other things are dying. And so as a concluding remarks, I want to say that for us to boost food production, we need to look at production, we need to look at nutrition. And when you solve the issues of Galamsey, that is the issues around the environment, we can boost our food production, we can increase nutrition because we get more fishes, animals will not be dying, and then we can get a well-balanced diet. The last thing is also we have to make sure that we are processing our food very well. And just to say that Pensos in the next few weeks will be commissioning a Gari processing center at Nkwanta area. This is to make sure that cassava production within the environs, specifically at Nyambon in the Nkwanta area, machines have been installed, the construction has been almost completed, and so it is a key step to make sure that we are not wasting the cassava that are being produced, but we are processing it to make sure that things are doing well. And so we want to thank everybody, we want to thank our church and religious leaders for their concerted effort to make sure that this menace is curtailed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That is the operations coordinator of the Pentecost Social Services at the headquarters, Elder Edu Shum. We thank him for his contribution. Thank you so much also for joining us, bringing you the live coverage. We're hoping to have had one or two interviews from Akosia's end, but I'll end it here. Join us on our news in brief, and later in the evening, news at 6:30. I'm sure we'll bring you more from there. But that's it there. You see our chairman, Apostle Eric Inyamiche. I also see Lieutenant Colonel Apostle Kumi Wood, also there, among many others who are all, they all joined to ensure that this press conference came on and was also successful. My name is Kwabna Mante. Thank you so much for joining us. Apologies to our advertisers and all our viewers, those who could not have your programs come on because of this live coverage. Our apologies, but you can trust Pen TV as always. We will make it up. Keep enjoying our programs and send the message out there. Make sure that the good news trends. My name is Kwabna Mante. Tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m., we will join you for another time Assembly morning show. Many thanks to everyone. Today we had our head of production himself joining and directing from the studio, Augustine Ameya. Many thanks to you. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, I know people saw Chinese, I didn't it's better late than never. If it's a name of Koswa, now him why buy say a mere Simuan Suna Yayesa in Shimun. Yesha, say your members, Yasormen, de Wakuma Bidi Yachi. Now, what do one pipe and a brabo papa, Ata de Yachi. Timamo Munjan to Quanamas of Wongwa. Mijidi say members in our account. Na baby a year Juma, baby a yo school, baby a Wubiano. Yama Nipen said the Ecosuno. Enyefe emwa dachi na yentwe mfisa ne boni ni nyina ho
abampacha beda wase yo abusiafo ebe to aso na ye ne papa no me wa ha sei edi nkomo afofrofo bebre nso so ewo eye ha aye ne wo mo ebe twetwe eye enkomo. Praise God. Abampacha ene uni nkomo kakra penti. Prophet David can come bedito ewo ha sei ene na ebe twetwe papa pacha jumedi
fine pa say boy ama yeni abaye ni so say ejumadi a ekoso aman no essay ade enche say nyina yetumi boa educate yen crofon na omo achai
pampacho ye beda wase yo abusia for apostle so wa ha say ye hwehwe no na ye ne no edi eye enkomo na yenjibre na yene no enkasa apostle me pacho ekwan ho kakra nka yene wani nkomo Pen TV so papa mpacho bibi kakra be ka kira hwefo hwe Pen TV ano pa dwumadi ne ko san de ma wo fam
ye pese ka se nyame adom dwumadi na akoye pa and many of us have been educated yenya adusua bebre especially yehwe se ne yasase aye sai no na yatutu amana koto abo all my artists say it will take about 500 years. And sana a bono efra say dani anwia. Na just say you a how kese pa. Enti e pese e catch ni panyina say wo yes ade. Who di wan kasa ho awu. Who di o man awu. Na o say ade a ye dachi no emoa yen. nti ebesre ni panyina obi a owo mu bia no onyai yenwe oman ho kane ene ye dache na ehomra mfaso emfama yen nyame nkan ye ho.
Apostle Yabada was Abusiafo, Yen Dream Tinani, Tinani, the Mother Church of Pentecost, Yerania Papa, Apostle Requabnanya Mechen, so I have said, you may do the new number actually, and then in common, na ye miss said, you may do the corner, send, dear, and so no other can add the Emma my Ghana, Papa Pacho, Papa Pen TV, Papa, you may do in a way yaba, the Pacho, what I out the buy any. We are doing so now, what kind of church of one pay?
You, my name say, a bear press conference. Intina if you done ye to make a call site or me Galamsey near the number yet me a package here who ye na can so much or mine Ghana. Into no ya can't seminary, but and so higher ye the so higher and yajuma. Into roadmap action planning and I about ye bediatre na ye ne one SSC and no boom casa and then no more SCA in a na etimi kodru baby a betimi age o man free sa Galamsey no man
me pacho ye beda wase abus General Secretary of the Mother Church of Pentecost Yerua Papa Apostle Alexander Nanaya Okumilabi Finance and Administration Director the Mother Church of Pentecost ye Papa Apostle Lawrence Otunya Akon enso wa hase ye no wo mo enso ebedi mo yo Papa we dey akwaba Pen TV so we dey yen fie dada me pacho dwumade na wie ye enie papa me pacho e ko ne se na dey na won so wo ka fa Galamsey nsensem ho ne press conference ho e dey a kire oman a wo mo e hwe yen prempren.
Good me that's I'm very happy me come to me am say na program here to me abaso ni senti na say yen papa no did that and sorry anu nyina na ka bom na ya dwene akọ ene ya no akọ benkrum. If you are done, you could see what in a mind any or sabary more sharp in a mind, so I am catch and then near my cohueno. Nay, I am sissy. Intinano the I yes, I see a baby a faina. Yes, strike the iron when it is hot. Your more mining in art as a soil leaders, Galamsey, no Yaninho. Yakasa a ban on ban with immediate effect. Yes, Shakwan say. Obia or your small scale mining or be put a hole to it. On to say you know be drinking near Shakwan ya be faswa ya be ji or mine back. And near my kunhu ye no ya two top soil nyina. It is an cost for me with an necessary ya be cransru ya be crediane. And me this time say no na wadi two Galamsey news e chance asenu. And to be out is le go to yosu. What's a Galamsey fa ho a near yare sanse enro aba frem etwo me nyina mom na okwaye kwenya politics enya MPP NDC system wo nyina do ano aka bi o mantumi sese nyina mfimfini na ye nko anje ye man kaka meka no
Abusiafo na ye pe Apostle David Kankan bedito ene no edi nkomo ye nya no ena ye ne Apostle Diodene edi kan edi nkomo ntino yemfa prophet David Kankan bedito enso na no di se papa e woni Pen TV ahwefo ni nkomo na ejadwumade awie ye de won so woka no ye ntumente wonne
ye da se e wosa akwanje enesa press conference ya ye no yes ne signal edi ama Ghana fo nyina se Galamsey no a ekoso no se ya mayeni na ho na mra ya hye wo ho no ya mfa anya adwuma ye daachi e wo man mu no enye ye ma ye yerenom ye school sem ya asase ye nsuo ene ye nua nyina no ebesei na sene ye hu no o se chemicals etu Galamsey no e ko nsuo ni mu a it take 70 years ansa na free sense nim na sa chemicals wo sense nim na ye nom for 70 years a ye health ya pomoden e wonne ne daache no mo hwa ebekwa akosi ye nsei enti ya ade ye nyina ye pese ye kasa ho na ye kasa tie nya ne nko an ye kasa ye wie any step bi edisi ye take ne ye bind this Galamsey a illegal ones no ye be ye na de asumdwe ne ahoto ne mpuntu nso abre nipa edase
ye beda wase Abusiafo ye papa Apostle Lawrence Otu Nyako Finance and Administration Director the Mother Church of Pentecost wa hasi ne be papa me pa church medie na abawie ye pacho edie na utimi sua edie na hunu ye edie nso na wo mu apese ne Ghana man chana ane anopawie
ye da nyame asese wo ma ye akwanya na yetumi abakasa fidie so
na ehwe dwumadi ekọ so enne a eso ani papa na no efiada heads of churches ni nyina tu anamo ekọ Galamsey fields ne bi na pictures a yehu free ho bae no na chese ya tete ya sase ne de o ma se no na nsuo no so asa poto nsuo na nka otimi de onsa hwe awo na kuma to yem no ze wo hwekura na ya tete nti aye adesoa ama o man ni nyina o man panyin ka so be yehu bibi wo gusumum na so yehu sa ye no e bayi tene ho akohia se asom ahorofo no ye nyina be bam ebom na ne ye woka no yaka se ne be ya o man ni nyina so be hu nneoma ekoso a emoayen nsu ya num yi se obi kosa bi num a e de yare ne bebre no if say chemicals akuru bebre ina abansuo no mu a ebekọ nipa mu enye emoa asase na sei koko yetwa kwadu yetwa anka yetwa e de ben bio ne bedidi ho edan kra esi ho no bi o yetutu ma yetutu ase kra ne dan no sensen ho e ya tete bebre nti ne ye ka ene se yame ya duma asofo mpanyimfo nyina ka bomu a ye de ya no atomu yi no ye de boa oman de ahemfo ewo omode e woso moye DCE ewo omode e woso moye osha MPs omode e woso moye ahemfo so any MPs any assemblymen obia woni ebe wo okra ekwan ho a wotwa ho pe na de yi koso nso bia nka hwe yes bebre say sa conference ya yi obia mfa bawum na yenyina ye mum bakofo nsantimi nkata nyame ani yenyina ye ka bomu a ye betumi ako ama Galamsey yi ase atu gold no de ye hia ne mum akwan ya fa so efa gold no enye sa akwan ya esai abode nneoma edeman na ban so nhyehyɛ infantoto ngu ho a ye betumi adi dwuma emfo how bia emba na oman no atumpon afri adrum mu akwadum enye sa adache nchirima ebebo ensobo
Papa yebeda wasidachi enchirima bebo ensobo ampa busuafo yemfa NC eye hase na yenya fidie ni muma eye Pen TV yenko Studio B na afe yemfa erade kasa empa ebo dwumadi kase no ento so emamu ewo Pen TV so channel so say that's all about Jesus edino ene akosuachra edas